Well, we'll turn that down. Turn the AC down because the Xbox video, I heard the AC was really messing up. Oh, and I have my camera fixed. Just watched Sony's E3 video. Let's talk about it. Let me tell you my thoughts on it in my Jeep. You drive around at night like this? I'm driving around in my neighborhood. Don't worry about it. Because I think I should be driving around when I do this, or I'll just find a place to pull it up here and park or whatever. Okay. I'm doing this at night because it came out late, and probably not going to upload this till tomorrow anyways. Which will be the day for you. Are you this day? Are you that day? Which day are you in? All right. Sony's E3 conference, my Jeep thoughts on it. You know, this is distracting having the light on. I'll just pull over here to the mailboxes. Man, what the heck did I just watch? You know, since I gave you a history of my Xbox, I'll give you a history of my PlayStation. I got the PlayStation 1 on launch. I mowed a bunch of lawns. That's what I was doing back then. Set up my money, whatever I had to do, and I bought one. I had that PlayStation. That was my game console, man. That was it, dude. Back then, you had a PlayStation 1. We used to call them PSX because of the way the logo looked. And people who always had a PlayStation 1 still refer to it as PSX. So, I had that. There's people at the mailboxes that don't, oh well. I don't want to get nobody on here that don't want to be on here, but. Well, I had that. And then I remember PlayStation 2 came out, dude, and nobody could wait for it, man. I got the PlayStation 2 day one launch. Did I say I bought the PlayStation 1 on launch? I didn't buy it at launch. It was a couple months after. Didn't have the money to. I'll just leave it on. And man, PlayStation 2 was it. When the PlayStation 3 was announced, I wasn't digging it. What was the price back then? I don't know if y'all remember all that. And I went with 360. I ended up getting a PlayStation 3 later on. And same thing. It sat there and collected dust. I just have a habit of doing that. If a game console, if I'm not using it for any period of time, and somebody else that I know is like, hey man, they want to get it. I never gave it away, but I sold it to them like at a discount price, you know, like $50, there's yours, you know. And that's what I did with it. Not with the PlayStation 3. I think I sold that one to GameStop. GameStop. That's supposed to be a cross, not what is this? Oh, because I'm X1. Oh, that's the church. Okay. Well, so I went ahead and when I got the 360, I remember how I felt. My wife was like, she couldn't believe it. She's like, are you serious? You really feel this way? I felt like I betrayed a friend because I was with PlayStation for so long. And now I'm back with PlayStation again. So yeah, I've been following them. I had the Vita, I had the PSP, and all that stuff. I've always liked PlayStation. I do have a PlayStation 3 now. That's all I have. I don't have my 360s. So I went back to it, and it's exclusively whatever. And this is just PlayStation conference. When I'm talking about each individual ones, I'm not going to compare them. I'm going to do that at the end after I see Nintendo's Treehouse. Piranha face. So, what I thought of this conference, They came out with that band, that music that played at the beginning, and I don't know what kind of music. I must say tribal music. I'm sorry if I've got it wrong and I've offended somebody somewhere somehow, but that's what I'm going to call it. Because I don't know what it's called. So they came out with that music. They had that beautiful waterfall in the background, and I thought, that's what Sony does. They put out an impressive show, a very impressive show, and I was impressed by it. But then they started off showing, I believe that was DLC for Uncharted, and then they showed DLC for Horizon. That's how they start off their PlayStation conference. And then they did that that game with the zombies. Good Lord. Days Gone. I think that's what it's called. Why can't I remember it? Well, there's a reason. I'm going to get to that. It's like that game, though, it looked good. The graphics look good. I mean, the gameplay they showed looked good. That's definitely one. Be picking that one up. Hopefully, if I got the green. But I don't really. After that, the zombies coming out from the wall, coming alive and all that stuff, that was cool, man. But that's the presentation. That's what Sony does. They do present it beautifully when they do present their games at their E3. Just like last year. But he quit saying when they brought out the COO or CEO of Sony, he was the only guy that came on stage. That was it. He said a few words. He even mentioned something about how he didn't know there was going to be zombies because I didn't tell him that last night. That resonated in my head watching this conference. There I go again. It felt like it was hurried up and put together like that. It did. It felt like the whole conference just kind of felt like it was like Sony was like, well, we have to put something together for E3. So here's what we got. And let's just add some beautiful stuff to it on the stage and put out that presentation that we put out that we're known for. It did feel kind of rushed. It didn't feel like a Sony quality E3. It didn't feel anything like last year's. Because the games they showed, God of War. Dude, I can't wait to play that. That looks awesome. But we knew it was coming out. The game was already announced. We already knew about it. Kids are playing basketball over here late at night. Probably wondering what the hell is he doing in his car. Dude, really? Was there any game on there? I may not know. I may not come to mind right now. Was there any game on there that we didn't already know was coming out? Besides the Horizon DLC. But that's a DLC, dude. Every game on there. The Spider-Man game, we got to see some gameplay trailer too. And that looks bad, dude. I'm a huge Batman fan. I love the Arkham series. But what I don't like is that we knew that game was coming out. I'm glad you showed us some gameplay trailer, and I'm glad you gave us kind of a date for God of War, and kind of a date for the early 2018. And then half of the conference was about the VR. Now, I got a VR headset. My kids wanted it, and I got it for them for Christmas. Was lucky to get it. Very lucky, very blessed, because not in a good financial state right now, and we were very, very blessed to find one and able to get one. And my kids got what they wanted for Christmas. And I'm glad Sony is going to support the VR. I'm glad they're just not going to dump it and leave it at this wayside and just, that's it, VR, bye. Bye, VR. They're not doing it. They're showing support for it. Bravo team. That one kind of interests me. Kind of want to check that one out. But it's more like, didn't make me, like there was no game on there that made me want to go I have to have it. It was like they showed a bunch of VR games, and I was kind of like, Bravo team? Maybe I'll rent it, put it on my GameFly. It might come to the house sometime in my life. Just to let you know how far backed up my GameFly is, I just got Yoshi's Woolly Worlds on the Wii U, just arrived. So yeah, maybe it might show up. They showed a bunch of games on that VR, and I can't even. I didn't even bother writing the names down because I got bored. I got bored with the whole thing. Skyrim VR, that might be interesting to try, but then again, it's like maybe might do it. I don't know, maybe. So I don't. There was nothing really mentionable, nothing really memorable about any of that. Then they showed that mouse game, I don't even know what the name of it is, and I didn't even care about it. And I'm not sure, I never timed it. I'm not sure if that mouse game lasted forever, or if it was just so slow and boring, it seemed like it took up most of the time on the VR presentation. I don't know. I just don't care about it. Whatever. It's not my cup of tea. It didn't interest me. These are my thoughts. So, Monster Hunter, that looked cool. Not really, I don't know if it's something I might try it, but I seriously thought it glitched. I thought when that big Tyrannosaurus Rex jumped up there and that came out his nose, I thought the game glitched on E3. I'm like, did they just have a game that they made a video of knowing it's going to be shown to the world on E3 and it had a huge glaring glitch in it? But apparently he's supposed to do that, I guess. I don't know. I've never played Monster Hunter, so is that something one of the dinosaurs did? I don't know. I never got into Monster Hunter. It's just not what I did. I know there's a big following on Monster Hunter, and it looks good. It looks good. I'm not sure if it's exclusive, though. And that's just it, man. Like, I can't remember a whole lot about it. Like, it left me like that. I remember the beautiful visuals. I remember all that, but I don't really, I'm gonna go ahead and just rate the conference, what I thought of it. I'm gonna give it another. It's getting a D-. It almost flunked. The only reason why the Sony conference didn't flunk, in my opinion, my thoughts, is because they brought the beautiful pictures. They brought the live zombies on up there hanging off there. They made it snow when they did the Horizon thing. They had that fountain. They presented it beautifully, but they just didn't bring the fire. There was no fire. Okay, I take it back. Let's turn on light here. There was fire. There was fire. That was kind of funny how that happened when I was talking about the fire. That's kind of how it felt. It was like, you got excited and noticed it wasn't there. They didn't bring it. The fire they brought was weak. It was weak sauce. And I'm kind of getting sick of that. I'm kind of getting sick because I know Sony has their own conference. I know they do other conferences. But dude, look, gaming companies, I don't know if you're listening to me, probably never going to hear me. But when it comes to the Western market, most of the world, most of it, not all of it, and some conferences are important to everybody, but E3 is the Super Bowl of electronic conferences. If you're gaming conference, it's the Super Bowl, bro. It's the big show. It's the bomb. It's the WrestleMania of freaking your industry, and you bring this? So what you brought I mean, you can see all of their entire conference on YouTube. Just go to their PlayStation channel and start looking at all the games. Just look at all the games. I'm doing little hands issues over here. Yeah, off camera. Me. Look at all the games that they put. And each and every single one of those games on there, you just get a big screen and make something up of it and throw it out there, and there you go, conference. Not really feeling it, man. I was really disappointed. Last year they brought a symphony orchestra that played. They had more stuff. It was like, wow, I left. I remember leaving, watching E3, Sony's E3 last year, and going, whoa, man, that's why I play on PlayStation. La, la, la. This conference didn't do that. It wasn't there. It wasn't there. The message I got across was, hey guys, what we told you last year, yeah, you're gonna have to wait till next year to play some of the stuff we told you last year. It's gonna be played next year. Hopefully next year we got some more stuff to show you for 2 years from then. But right now, this is all we got, guys. Here, look at the pretty flashy lights and the little pretty display we put out. They're alive. They brought a fire, but the way I'll describe their conference, Sony's conference was like last year, we wanted a bonfire. We wanted destruction. We wanted the God of Hellfire himself to show up and be like, I am the God of Hellfire. I bring you fire. Because that's what I do. The God of Hellfire. But the God of chicken, or else I bring you chicken. But they didn't. What we got was the CEO of Sony walking out on stage with a candle. A little candle. A little fire coming up the top. It was lit. Now, mind you, it was a beautiful candle. Very eloquently dressed. Very eloquently done. Very pretty design on it. But yet, that's the fire we got. A very beautiful looking candle. And that's why they didn't fill, because if they would have just walked out with just a regular candle, I would have been like, oh, screw you. But, I mean, D-, dude, they came this close to me saying, you know what, Sony's was an F. But, nope. Oh, and let me talk, before I close this off, dude, I'm getting close to 18 minutes. I'm going to close this off here. Why do they show Capcom versus Marvel, yet they don't show any gameplay of it? I wanted to see Ratchet kicking ass. I wanted to see what he looks like in the game while he's fighting. When they bring out a Smash Brothers game, they bring it out and they show the new character, and then you get to see like maybe a couple of kicking each other. It might be a couple of little lame kicks or something like, you know. But it's something. I don't even know. I'm not a big. Some people are really big into Marvel versus Capcom, like huge. I'm not too into it. This could have swayed me to go that way, to at least try it, but I've downloaded the free demo that they have. I haven't even played it, so I honestly don't know. But I wanted to see at the E3 conference, at the Super Bowl of this, I wanted to see. That's my point. There was no fire. Got a little candle. And thank you for coming. And we're walking off stage, and people got up and left, and it was almost as if they were relieved to leave. That's bad. Well, that was my review of the Sony press conference. My Jeep thought. Nippy 2X1. Signing out. See y'all later. Keep it cracking.